And now,
My name is William Good. I just retired from family medicine after 62 years during the last year. And I have been an intern at St. Elizabeth Hospital in Elizabeth, New Jersey in 1952 when I witnessed the polio epidemic, and I was working in the unit of the polio victims. I was petrified to see these people being put in iron lung machine, and was thinking that after surviving the Holocaust and going through medical school in Italy after the war, coming to the United States, now I would be victimized and end up in the iron lung machine and perhaps even dying. So that was a very scary thing for me. And at one time, the chief of internal medicine, who was in charge of the polio unit, saw me very distraught and concerned, and he asked me, "Why are you so, you seem nervous today, why are you so nervous?" I say, "Well, after having survived World War II and going through medical school in Italy for 6 years and finally getting to the United States, I may end up paralyzed or dead from polio." And he told me, "You lived in the swamps, you lived in the most horrible, unsanitary conditions, and you are immune to anything under the planet. You don't need to be worried. You are immune to polio and anything else." That was the most reassuring statement for me. And then I worked more peacefully with those patients. And I remember an outage of electricity when the iron lung machine stopped to work, and we had to do it manually and get anybody around, cab drivers and ambulance drivers and nurses and anybody able-bodied to work manually the lung iron machine for the patients to survive until in the morning the electricity was restored and they were functioning as well as they were functioning at the time. The point that I'm trying to make is that people at present time in the United States have no clue, because they haven't lived at that time before the vaccination era, and how important these inventions and progress in medicine has been. I remember as a child in Poland, when some of my friends contracted meningitis and died. In my town, there were several children my age who died from meningitis, and also some who were disabled, mentally disabled, had hearing loss, and so on and so on. So we shouldn't politicize now the issue of vaccination of children. And I see that our presidential contenders have embarked, at least a couple of them, have embarked on that route, which I feel is very wrong, and it should be retracted and definitely not come to be politicized.
so when you were working at St. Elizabeth's Hospital, how many people were there on the ward during that summer in iron lungs? Was it a couple or a large number?
I can't, this was 60, 60 some years ago, to be exact 63 years ago. So it's hard for me to remember exactly. However, I think it was probably a dozen people, or thereabout.
Just in that one hospital?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
It was the most scary unit that I was assigned to. Why was I assigned? I have no clue, but it was a very scary thing and a very tragic thing for me to see young people and children to be in a morbid condition.
Huh.
And of course they did survive, but some of them didn't fare too well after they came out from the unit.
Huh. Huh. All right. Beautiful.